Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing another cleaning video with you guys. Today I'm going to be cleaning my kitchen. We are going to be cleaning all of the appliances, the refrigerator, stove, microwave, dishwasher. I'm going to be doing the dishes, cleaning off the counters, sweeping and mopping the floors. So I thought I would just go ahead and bring you guys along with me and show you what I do when I deep clean the kitchen. If that's something you guys are interested in seeing, then just keep watching. So the first thing I'm going to do is just do my normal chores that I do in the kitchen, starting with the dishes. I have a few dishes from this morning that needed to be added to the dishwasher. So I'm just adding those in here, and then I'm going to get the dishwasher started so that it can run while I do all the rest of my cleaning. Now that I have the dishes done, I'm going to go ahead and clean the sink, and I just use my dish soap to do this and my sponge that I use from the dishes. And then I'm also going to clean the container that I use to hold on my soap, and I also rinsed off the bottle that I hold my hand soaps in. Now I'm going to go ahead and move on to cleaning the counters. On a daily basis, I just wipe them down either with a wet microfiber cloth, or sometimes I will use some counter soap. But when I deep clean the kitchen, I like to take everything off of the counter so I can really get behind the counters. I get the wall, and I'm using this Method countertop cleaner. I also decided while I was doing this that I should clean off the cabinets. I would have done this before I cleaned the countertop, and you'll see throughout the rest of the video I actually cleaned the rest of the cabinets before I kept cleaning the countertops, because there were some crumbs and stuff on the cabinets that ended up falling onto the counter, and so I ended up having to re-clean the countertop. So I would definitely start top to bottom, but I just forgot to do it for some reason. And then I also decided to go ahead and clean out this cabinet specifically. It is where we hold all of our coffees and teas and protein shakes and all that kind of stuff. And it was just kind of getting out of hand. So I just went through everything to make sure nothing was expired, got rid of some things that weren't good anymore, and went ahead and cleaned it out and reorganized it. as you just saw, I re-cleaned the countertop, and now I'm moving on to the next section of my kitchen, and I am wiping down the cabinets above the microwave and also the front of the microwave. And then you'll see in just a second I clean the inside of the microwave, and I just wipe off the stove. A little bit later in the video you will see how I deep clean the stove top, but for now I'm just wiping everything off so I can get the crumbs out of the way. As I'm putting stuff back onto the counters that I cleaned, I go ahead and just wipe it down as I go if I see any marks on it or anything. My KitchenAid had a few little spots on it, and so did my blender and our water heater. So I just wiped them down as I put them back on the counter. Now I'm moving on to my island, so I'm just clearing everything off of it. I have a bunch of produce that I just washed this morning. We actually got it the day before I filmed this from a farmer's market type thing, and so I just hadn't put them away yet. So I'm going to go ahead and clear off this island so that I can continue to clean it. And I clean this the exact same way that I clean the counters using the Method counter top soap. Now that I've got all of the counters cleaned off and the cabinets, I'm moving on to the appliances. So I'm starting with the fridge. This is my first time owning a stainless steel fridge or any stainless steel appliances, and I really struggled with trying to keep streaks off of it when we first got it. And so what I found works the best is using a stainless steel cleaner. I'm actually just using a general multi-purpose cleaner that works on stainless steel. It's the Greenworks. And I just spray a small amount. I've noticed a small amount goes a long way, and I make sure that I rub it in a circular motion until it is completely dry. And that is how I've been able to keep my appliances from getting super streaky. So now I'm going to go ahead and move on to the cabinets. Just like I cleaned the top cabinets, I'm going to go ahead and wipe down the front of all of the bottom cabinets and clean any marks that are on the inside. I was kind of running out of time because honestly I kept getting stopped throughout this video, but I had intended on taking everything out of the cabinets and cleaning them, but that'll just have to be something I do on another day. So for now I'm just going to go ahead and clean the outsides and the inside of the doors. By the time I had gotten all of the counters and everything else that you saw up until this point done, My dishes had finished running a cycle and we had lunch, so I decided to just go ahead and pause from all of the counter cleaning and all of that to empty the dishwasher, and I'm going to go ahead and add the few dishes that we did use since I started the dishwasher, just so I have everything out of my way. I like to have everything cleaned before I get to the floors, and so I'm just going to go ahead and do this real quick before I move on to the table and the floors. So now I'm going to go ahead and move on to our dining table, and I clean this the exact same way that I clean the countertops. I have to remove everything first, and then I'm going to go ahead and use the Method all-purpose cleaner that I was using on the counters and just wipe down the table as well as the chairs. And since I am going to be sweeping and mopping the floors, I went ahead and just moved the chairs out as I cleaned them, just to make one less thing I have to do before I clean the floors. Now the last thing I'm going to do before we get to the floors is clean the stovetop, and so we had a little bit of stuff caked on to the stovetop that was really hard to get off with the multi-purpose cleaner, so I just used some water and some baking soda and a little handheld sponge that I got from Target, and in circular motions just really went over all of the places where there was stuff kind of cooked onto the surface. The baking soda really helps to get that off. And then I used a wet microfiber cloth to wipe away all of the extra baking soda. And then at the very end, I used the multi-purpose cleaner to just make sure all of the baking soda was off and make it all shiny and clean and pretty. So now we can finally move on to the floors. This is the last step to cleaning my kitchen. And so I'm starting by taking everything out, and then I'm going to go ahead and go over it with my Shark vacuum. I will go ahead and link this in the description box below, as well as some of the other products that I used in today's video. But I like to go over it with the vacuum because I find that the vacuum picks up a lot more stuff than if I were to just sweep it by hand, and it's quicker. So I'm just going over it real quick with my vacuum, and then we're going to go ahead and mop the floor, and I just use a spin mop. So I'll go ahead and link that in the description as well. I also decided to take the handheld option from the vacuum and just get some extra places in the corners where there were some extra crumbs and stuff. And I also am wiping down where our trash can was because I forgot to move it and there were some marks over there. So I'm just kind of vacuuming under the stove or the oven and the fridge and just all the places that are kind of hard to get with the vacuum. that is it, you guys. We are all done. I got the counters all cleaned off. Everything is put away. The floors are clean. The appliances are clean. I love the smell of a clean kitchen, and I'm really happy with how everything turned out. So hopefully this gave you guys some motivation. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.